like a habit, riding in the glow of the TV static, taking out the trash to the man, give the people something they understand, a sticky man, a flash, and a fine line smile, junk bond trader trying to sell a soccer style, rich man in a poor man's clothes, the permanent installment of the daily dose. And you tell, often you tell it like it is, your world's no wider than your hatred of his, check into a small reality, born as a drug you take too regularly, the athlete's laugh, the broken crutch, the first true love folded at the slightest touch, brought down like an old hotel, people digging through the rubble for things they can resell. Happy holidays, said sick savior, the living lover, still faithful. I won't take your medicine, I don't need a remedy.
My name is Ann Moan, and I'm a teacher here at Hamilton High School.
How long have you lived in Anza?
My parents first bought the property up here in 1971, and this is at a time when the property prices, 5 acres with a well and electricity, was $9,000. Yeah, it's a little different now.
How did your parents find Anza?
Anza was a shortcut on the map between San Diego and Palm Springs, and my dad came up, fell in love with the place while he was driving through. The next weekend we came up, and they bought property that same day. And they also, like everybody else that moves up here, decided that this was a great place to raise kids. And so that was how we ended up here.
And what part of Anza did you live in?
Out Batista Canyon and Mitchell, on the dirt part of Batista, and my dad still lives there.
Did you see Circle K as Anza's first major development?
Yeah, that was, well, the first franchise or the first new business. When I first got up here, they had the, where the video store is, that used to be the only market in town. It was just had, the Ellingtons owned it, who owned the gas company, and they had the, like 3 little rows of stuff. And then where the Seroptimus is, that used to be a feed store. That empty building that's on the other side of DiMartino's, that was a gas station. The post office was at the variety store. That was the Anza post office. And the liquor store wasn't there. And the tribal health wasn't there. No buildings, the newer ones, were there. The hardware store was there, but it was just, nothing was in the back. It was just the first part, and it only had 3 rows of things. All of that was owned by the Laniks. Ed and Eloise Lanik started the first hardware store.
What do you feel Anza is going to be like in 5-10 years?
Unfortunately, I think, we were kind of a quiet secret, and it was kind of nice the way it was, and I think that we still had this sort of innocence from the other parts of California. When you described Anza to anybody who had never been here, it was as if we weren't even describing a place that was in California because we were so isolated. That's changing, and we're going to lose a lot of the unique qualities that made us a small town. We get people coming in from other cities that want it to be the exact same way. The first thing they do is they move up here to the country and they put up security lights, like they're afraid of the dark or something. But then again, I'm kind of a hypocrite because we moved up here from someplace, and so obviously we had an impact in the changing of it. And when we moved up, the sign said 750 people, and whether or not that was how many there were, I don't know. But I do know on Table Mountain, you used to be able to count the lights, and there were 11 lights. I don't even know how many there are now. There were no lights out in Terwilliger. So, I don't know, I kind of wish if people are going to come up here that they would come up here because of what it is and not because of what they want to make it. And just kind of leave it alone. It's a nice place. It shouldn't have to change. It was a lot more, there was a lot more freedom up here. For one thing, there was a lot more open spaces. Everybody had horses. It wasn't geeky to have horses. Everybody had motorcycles. And because we had to use those two modes of transportation to get around, you would get up in the morning and be gone from the time you got up in the morning until you would get home at night. Because everybody lived so far away from each other, you just had a lot more freedom. I don't remember anybody being like insane. I don't remember us doing really stupid things. We did, I don't know, we had fun. I mean, every single day there was something to do, but we were really active. I mean, on weekends we would climb Kauai Mountain, or we would go up to Idlewild to the grotto. It seems like we were always doing something. And then there were no policemen up here, which doesn't mean we got away with more. It just means that we maybe got away with more because we were always driving. Kids had cars at 14 or 15 years old, and you'd pay $100, $200 for them and just drive them until they dropped. And nobody had to worry about getting tickets. You just drove. But I also don't remember anybody going nuts and trashing their cars and things. Maybe they were. Maybe I just didn't hang around with those kind of people. I'm sure they were there, but. I don't know. It was wholesome. There was the gymkhana and all of those things that they have now. But we were just busy. We were too busy to get into trouble.
What do you think of the town's motto, where the past meets the future?
When that first went up, it was a contest. I don't remember who won. We all thought it was kind of silly because we didn't really understand it. For one thing, we were kids, and looking at Anza's future, thought it was a little far-reaching. Now, probably, we kind of wanted to change it. We wanted to do the old Neil Young song, everyone knows this is nowhere. And we never, nobody ever took that one up. But I think now it probably applies more now than what it did back then, because this is it. This is kind of the last refuge of anybody that wants a piece of middle America.
Yeah, come on. Love my girl. She looking good. Come on. One more. 5 to 1, baby. 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive now. You get yours, baby. I'll get mine. Gonna make it, baby, if we try. The old get old and the young get stronger. May take a week and it may take longer. They got the guns, but we got the numbers. Gonna win, yeah, we're taking over. Come on!
In a couple of minutes here, we're going to interview Mr. McClooney. He comes here every Friday after he buys $5 worth of gasoline. He's one of the longest residents of Anza, and he's just full of information. I'm very excited that we're going to grab this interview with him. Alright, he just shot us down for an interview. He said that he was in a hurry, but I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to get him on his way out. He just has to talk to Carolyn really fast. Here's hoping.
This is a cover of Planetary Report of the Planetary Society. There's your proof of water on Mars. When you're tracking UFOs, you can't use an astronomical telescope. You have to track it like binoculars.
Yeah, you have to use just optics.
Just aim up the sight.
Yeah.
I put special sights on it to track it around, regardless of the size of the telescope you use.
How much money do you think all this equipment would cost, like, over time?
I found that Japan's economy was bad. I found one on sale for about 1,200, and they usually go for about 3,000. I had a good deal, but I didn't have the money to do it.
Yeah. Would you be
If
willing
I-
to restart this program? Would you be willing to restart this program if you just had more money?
I'm in my middle 60s. I don't even know whether I can stay awake all night.
Yeah.
I was 19 when I started. I got information from Griffith Park Observatory, which of course they teach you how to build telescopes there. That was professionally made
Yeah.
by the optical craftsmen, and 8-inch reflector. So, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll find one to replace it.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. Would you reopen it? Would you open it to the public?
No, I wouldn't be able to.
Just for your own personal.
Yeah, but I would release the information.
Yeah, like in a scientific journal or.
I do a radio show on CB radio.
Oh,
Whenever the channel is clear.
every New
I
Year's.
get it out. Whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
A little cold now. This summer I'll probably be running it.
Yeah.
It's a regular tape radio show.
Do you play like music on the show, or what do you usually play on this show?
Well, I do have music. I got that in here. I have a regular radio station. You won't be able to copy that though.
Yeah. Do you play the guitar?
I play accompaniment when I sing, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to play lead, but I quit for about 20 years and then started back.
Yeah. Do you find it?
I know
easy to
about
pick
a
up?
dozen songs now, and I used to know 200 back when I was young. So back when I was young, I practiced 3 hours a day on guitar, and now I get about 2 hours a week on the weekends. Long ways from a profession. That replaced my astronomy.
Yeah.
I've had several hobbies. Astronomy is just a hobby. I don't do it for the money.
Do you consider music a stronger hobby than astronomy?
Not equal. I spend a lot of time at nights doing control work and stuff.
Yeah.
Then I used to practice 3 hours a day of music, so it's about the same.
What other hobbies do you have besides music and astronomy?
I used to build model airplanes. That's the reason why I research UFOs.
Did you ever take your model airplanes to Terwilliger?
No, these are just the model planes that you collect for
Oh, yeah.
what you put together for a show. I had about 100 of them.
Do you still have them?
The old man threw them out.
Oh.
He didn't care for that stuff. I still keep my eyes open for UFOs.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any around here since, but Mexico has a storage you can get from them.
Around Mexico City?
Yeah. It was on the news here back on the 5th of May, I think, this month. It's on the news.
Oh, during
Their
Cinco de
fighter
Mayo?
interceptors tracked one. They thought the news said they thought they found some dope peddlers, and it turned out to be. But you know, the experts say it's anything else.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be an aficionado in the subject?
No, I'm just another guy that researches it.
Do you know what that might be?
It's a UFO. And over here is that tower up there, or whatever it is.
Oh, the cellular tower?
It's about Thomas Mountain.
Oh, the reflector.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I've never been up there.
Just right here, I hit a pole and I was going to get gas, came out of nowhere. Right down there, I hit a fence. Yep, that's what your car looks like when you live in Anza.
Well, let's see the ticket. Yeah. How much is it?
He doesn't even know. I was like, he's like, is there any questions? I said, well, is there a fine? He's like, I have no clue.
You'll get a thing in about 3 months.
I know. He's like, I have to take care of it in 6 months. I'm like, 5.5 months. Send me a ticket.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm gonna ride this beast of a go-kart. It doesn't have any brakes. Ready?
Ready.
Go!
Girl.
This is the shooting range. As you can see, it's littered with a lot of shell casings, shotgun shells.
You guys, the things I've made. This is the wheelchair I made. So, regular chair with bicycle wheels. Here's the dummy I made there. Plastic. Oh, here.